Now, poultry farmers in the Ashanti region are intensifying calls for the government to ban the export of grains and provide incentives for local production to prevent their businesses from collapsing. The farmers highlighted the high cost of production as a major challenge hindering the progress of the poultry industry and indicated that if no measures are put in place, they will soon run out of business. ChannelOne News' Ashanti regional correspondent Doris Lonta has more in this report.
The cost of production in Ghana has been a major concern among businesses. While some lament excessive importation and increased demand for foreign goods, others regret the exportation of the few and insufficient locally produced raw materials needed for production. Poultry farmers in Ghana have heightened calls on the government to provide tax incentives to poultry farmers as the industry struggles to meet the growing needs of Ghanaians. Chairman of the Ashanti Regional Poultry Farmers Association, Dr. Boris Baidu, has called on the government to invest in the cultivation of grains and ban the exportation of the existing ones, since it is not enough to feed local industries.
At this moment, I would say a ban on exportation of grains. Yeah, it's not a bad idea, so at least it will help us to maintain certain prices. And again, government should also ensure that some sort of subsidies are given to local producers.
Other high-profile poultry farmers in the Ashanti region have also been outlining their concerns and have highlighted what the government should do to ensure their businesses do not collapse.
The major thing is to find a way to restrict the importation. The capacity is there. We can produce. All poultry farmers here have the capacity to produce. But because there's no space for them to market, that is why nobody is getting into it.
We are pleading with the government if they can bring the waiver back to revive the poultry industry, because as I'm talking to you now, if not the FSRP project that has come on, we have about 80% of poultry that have collapsed.
The Food System Resilience Program under the Ministry of Food and Agriculture, with funding from the World Bank, is worried about food insecurity in Ghana and has intensified efforts to eradicate the challenge and the excessive importation of chicken. The project coordinator of the Food System Resilience Program, Osei Owusu-Ajiman, and the Deputy Director of the Ministry of Food and Agriculture, Animal Production Directorate, Dr. Abdulrazak Okain, shared insights about efforts to support the poultry industry and to prevent food insecurity.
In agricultural value chain, we don't have sustainable businesses. They die, you understand, and somebody revives it new. The key is to make sure that at every aspect of the value chain, we build businesses that can be sustained and be resilient enough to be able to withstand the global shocks. So that is our focus now.
This year, the ministry is under the PFD 2.0. It's targeting around 80 million broiler birds. Now, the FSRP, we're working with the farmers, is producing a part of this 18 million. So they are producing just 2 million of these birds, the broiler birds. We expect that by the end of the year, what the ministry is able to produce, together with other little bits and pieces of what others are providing, we're able to meet the target that we set for ourselves.
In the Ashanti region, 6 commercial anchor farmers are benefiting from the Food System Resilience Program, FSRP. Out of the 6 farms, 3 farms including Rockland Farms, Boris B and Dako Farms received delivery of 130,000-day-old chicks in the first week of June, which are now matured and being processed for the market. Asamoah and Yamwa farms also received their first consignment of 17,000-day-old chicks under the program. Available data shows that Ghana consumes approximately 300,000 metric tons of poultry meat annually. However, only 5% of this is produced locally, with 95% imported from other countries.
The Ministry of Food and Agriculture, through the Food System Resilience Program and other programs, has pledged its commitment to reach self-sufficiency by 2028. Reporting for ChannelOne News, I'm Doris Lonta, Kumasi, Ashanti region.